I, Dushti, and I, Sakshi, extend a warm and affectionate welcome to our distinguished guests, our faculty members, staff members, and my dear friends. We feel extremely honored to welcome you all to our seminar on innovative technologies for Industry 4.0 organized by Jagannath International Management School, Vasant Kuch, in collaboration with ICT Academy. I would like to request our keynote speaker for the inaugural session, Ms. Sonam Sharma, to take her place on the dais. I would also request Mr. Abhinandan Pandey from our collaborating partner ICT Academy, Mr. Shubham Avasthi, Mr. Lavkesh Singh, and our head of department, Dr. Minakshi Narula, to also join her on the dais.
We are privileged to have Ms. Sonam Sharma as keynote speaker for the inaugural session.
May I request Sanjana to welcome our guest, Ms. Sonam Sharma, with a planter.
May I request Anshika to present a planter to Mr. Lavkesh Singh.
May I request Sanjana to present a planter to Mr. Shubham Avasthi. May I request Sanjana to present a planter to Mr. Abhinandan Pandey.
May I request Anshika to present a planter to our head of department, Dr. Minakshi Narula.
A positive mind leads to success and happiness. So let's start today's event by creating a positive aura around us. Now, I would like to request all the dignitaries and guests to come forward for lighting the lamp and peace prayer.
The plants and herbs. Peaceful to us be the signs of the future. Peaceful what is done and undone. Peaceful to us be what is and what will be. May all to us be gracious. This supreme goddess, word inspired by Brahman, by which the awe-inspiring is created, through her to us be peace. This supreme spirit inspired by Brahman, by which the awe-inspiring is created, through it to us be peace. These 5 sense organs, with the mind as the sixth, within my heart, inspired by Brahman, by which the awe-inspiring is created, through them to us be peace. Peace be to earth and to airy spaces. Peace be to heaven. Peace to the waters. Peace to the plants and peace to the trees. May all the gods grant to me peace. By this invocation of peace, may peace be diffused. By this invocation of peace, may peace bring peace. With this peace, the dreadful I now appease. With this peace, the cruel I now appease. With this peace, all evil I now appease, so that peace may prevail, happiness prevail, may everything for us be peaceful. To the heavens be peace, to the sky and the earth, to the waters be peace, to plants and all trees, to the gods be peace, to Brahman be peace, to all men be peace, again and again, peace also to me.
Now, I would like to give you all a glimpse of our institute. Jagannath International Management School, Vasant was established in 2003 as Jagannath Institute of Communication and Design. Consequent upon certain structural changes, because of the changes in the regulatory environment, the institute was renamed as Jagannath International Management School in 2006. Besides, in the same year, the institute added 2 bachelor's degree programs in business administration and computer applications to the already running bachelor's degree program in journalism. The institute since then grown manifold with creditable achievements in university examination, results and placement. As a result of these achievements, the institute has been ranked among the topmost institutes of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University by the government of NCT of Delhi and other third-party agencies. The institute also enjoys the distinction of being the first undergraduate college in the NCT of Delhi to have been accredited by NAC, an autonomous body under the University Grants Commission, New Delhi. JIMS takes pride in its professional and experienced faculty, modern infrastructure, technology and resources, be it in the fields of management, information technology or journalism and mass communication. The traditional classroom teaching is supplemented by regular tests, tutorials, group discussions, extensive lab work, projects, seminars, and industry exposure by way of industry visits and summer training. Eminent corporate professionals are invited as guest faculty to teach and guide the students. The classroom atmosphere is synergetic with interactive and participative sessions. This makes learning proactive and instills in the students a sense of team spirit, responsibility, and professional integrity. It helps in building a healthy student-faculty bond which develops students to their fullest potential and harnesses the best in the teachers. Despite the economic recession and difficult recruitment season, JIMS has maintained its tradition of high placements this year as well. Prestigious companies from various sectors such as OnHivit, Protiviti Consulting, Godrej, Delhi Duty Free Shops, Wipro, TCS, United Lex, SAP Labs, Infosys, IBM, Samsung India, Vectorscaler, Deloitte, etc. have offered job profiles spanning across various functional areas. We are proud to be students of such a prestigious institute.
We would like to inform you that our Director Sir, Dr. Ravi Kedar, could not attend this session in person. Nevertheless, he has conveyed his regards for the event. We have amongst us our Head of Department, Dr. Meenakshi Narula. She has done her PhD in Computer Science and dual post-graduation degrees of MTech in Information Technology and MSc in Mathematics. Ma'am is having around 26 years of experience in the IT industries and academics. Currently heading the Department of Information Technology at JIMS Vasant Kunj for the last 15 years. Along with that, she also coordinates the BCA program of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, coordinating with more than 20 affiliated colleges of the university offering BCA program. She has played a crucial role in designing and implementing the latest syllabus of BCA as of 2021, which has been designed keeping in mind all the new education policies guidelines under NEP 2022. Currently, she is also working on the framing of syllabus for the 4-year BCA program as per the new UGC guidelines, which will be implemented from the year 2024. Along with that, within JIMS Vasant Kunj, she has been actively involved in the implementation of ERP. She heads the examination cell, the institution's innovation council, eCell, digital promotion, and institute website maintenance team. Ma'am is the source of undying dedication and one of the strongest pillars of support for everyone at JIMS Vasant Kunj. May I now request Dr. Meenakshi Narula to kindly address the gathering.
everyone. On behalf of the management, director sir, and faculty, staff members, and the students of Jagannath International Management School, Vasant Kunj, I extend my hearty welcome to all our distinguished guests for taking their time out for this our seminar on innovative technologies of this Industry 4.0. We are fortunate to have, and it is my privilege to welcome one and all here for this seminar. If we talk about this Industry 4.0, so since 1800, already the 3 industry revolutions have taken place. And why these are called revolution, industry revolution, because they have not just simply given some growth or marginal growth, but they have transformed the way we work, we do business. Everything has been revolutionized by this industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Now we are in the 4th revolution of the industry, which is called Industry 4.0. This has become synonym to the innovation, because every day a new technology is coming up and it is changing, revolutionizing the way businesses are being done and the way we work, we think, we carry out our day-to-day activities. The list of the technologies which are coming up in Industry 4.0 is ever increasing every day. May we talk about artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, or we talk about any other latest technology like cyber security, all these things, cloud computing also. So all these technologies are changing the way we think, we take up. So take up the things, and I would like to suggest my students that kindly make the maximum out of this seminar. The sessions which are being conducted here are going to give you the insight of these technologies and how these technologies can help you to grow, to decide your career, future career, and how you can use these technologies for your betterment. So make the maximum out of it. Make the sessions interactive, ask questions to the guest, and learn. Definitely the sessions will be very insightful, and we all will be learning a lot from the distinguished guests who are working in these areas, and they will be giving you the insight of these industries and these technologies, how you can use them for your betterment. So once again, I would extend my hearty welcome to all of you, and I'm very grateful to ICT Academy for having this seminar, conducting this seminar along with us. It is a collaborative effort of both of us. We want to spread the awareness of these emerging technologies among the students, so that the students get maximum out of it. So it is, make it an enlightening experience. Let us walk through the journey of learning, and I hope that this experience will be enriching for all of us. So I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It was indeed a stimulating address which has surely raised the enthusiasm of all our attendees.
We also have amongst us Mr. Abhinandan Pandey, State Head of ICT Academy. Mr. Abhinandan Pandey is Certified Collection Specialist, Channel Sales Professional, and Data Processing Specialist. He is currently working as the Manager, Corporate Communications, Academics, and Government Initiatives with ICT Academy, which is in the mission of strengthening India's 4 important visions on Skill India, Digital India, Startup India, and Make in India. He is engaged in nurturing the relationship with the officials in the corporate and government sectors. He is heading towards the implementation of SDG, sustaining efforts for CSR activities as well as for resolving operational issues satisfactorily. He is not only a keen analyst, quick to identify and formulate strategies to exploit business opportunities, but also an effective communicator and team leader combined with a flexible and detail-oriented attitude. We welcome you, sir, and would like to request you to deliver the welcome address on behalf of ICT Academy.
Respected Director Sir, under his absence here, Dr. Narula Ma'am, our distinguished guest, Sonam, Shubham, Lokesh, who are present on the dais, and Anay and Rahul, who is going to join later after the tea, and all the students who are present here. Good morning to everyone. So it's a privilege that second time in a row I am here on dais and interacting with the students from James Vasant School and GG Society University. It is also a privilege to be here because it is one of the, I would say, great place where all the leaders not from nation, from global level or international level, who visited this particular India International Center. The people like Martin Luther King, people from various, I would say, countries who headed there, and from our nation as well. The second, I would say, president who also visited, he was the one of the inaugurator of this particular building, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So I also feel that through whatever the noise or knowledge they have shared to the people, not for our nation at international level, I am also here to address those things, and now we are our intention to speak on Industry 4.0, where across the world there is a change, not only in terms of technology, but also in terms of our thought process, where how we are behaving and how we are living. When we speak about this particular technology, as Madam told it, from past 200 years, starting from 18th century, there is continuous innovation, and which we called in terms of industrial revolution, which we call as Industry 4.1 to 3. Now we are experiencing Industry 4.0. So lot of every day there are new technologies are coming to the market. We have the expert who will speak on these things, that how it is making the change and how it is revolutionizing not only at the level of society, but at the level of nation and international level as well. That input you will get. Since you all are graduating students, you will get the insight from these people that where the world is leading. Majority of you will think that how we can pursue our career in these industries and which kind of skill sets are required nowadays. When all these basic skill sets are not into the picture, the new skill sets are required for that. When we speak about the employability rate, I will just want to quote one report that is known as India Skills Report. Around 50% graduating students are able to fit the job into job market. More than 50% students are still struggling to get the relevant job. Why? Because yes, they have good theoretical knowledge, they are good percentage in their graduation, but whatever industry is looking for, that is missing. So I hope through this session you will have the awareness that where industry is heading and which kind of skill sets are required. So you can, in coming days, you can prepare yourself and get the job into the job market, which is the ultimate intention of majority of you who are present here. The second thing I just want to tell you, since we are speaking on Industry 4.0, now there is societal change as well. Now we are living in Society 5.0, where Japan is leading this particular society, where Industry 4.0 is, I would say, playing its role for all these aspects, where whether we are thinking, whether we are eating or doing other way. So IoT and metaverse, and there are many things on which this I would say the developed nation are working, and our expert will speak on those lines as well and share their valuable thoughts so that you can mitigate the gap for which industry is looking for. The ultimate intention of entire effort which ICT Academy or your academic institution is taking to bridge the gap between industry and academia and upskill the upcoming generation who can have who can set their mindset along with the industry that what exactly industry is demanding. Thank you all. Now it's time to listen our esteemed speakers who are present here, who came from various places across the Delhi NCR region. I hope it will be a great session for you and there will be a life-changing moment as well. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we have with us our keynote speaker, Ms. Sonam Sharma. Ms. Sonam Sharma is a data science professional with a demonstrated 12 years of experience in credit risk analytics, customer analytics, product development, digital transformation, and business expansion in lending, banking, and telecom domains. She is currently working as a director of data science at Gartner. In the past few years, ma'am has worked as the assistant vice president of analytics at EXL, team lead of data science at DMI Finance Private Limited, as chief manager outward remittances technology at ICICI Bank, and 2G 3G network planning and optimization engineer at Nokia Siemens Networks. She holds a BTech degree in electronics and communication engineering from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, an MBA from ICICI Business Leadership Program, and a certificate program in business analytics from Indian School of Business. I would request ma'am to kindly deliver her address on AI, ML, and data analytics. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you doing today? Feeling fresh? Yes. Great. Okay. So I'll start with my data science journey, right? How I started with my journey, where did my career begin from? Already, I think Sakshi and others have given an introduction, but I'll still go ahead with sharing my data science journey in a bit more candid way with you, and then we can go ahead with the role of AI, ML, and all the heavy stuff planned for today. So as she already mentioned, I started my journey in 2009. Post passing my BTech from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, I started my journey with Nokia. That time I knew nothing about AI, ML, honestly speaking, not even the words. So after spending 4 years with Nokia, I understood there was a gap. I was just BTech. I understood that I'm able to understand the technical aspects of the industry, but not the business ones. Right, when we used to get a contract, I was very, I would say, savvy at understanding what is the technical requirement, but when it came to all the business related things, I found there was a gap. So then I decided, I think I should do MBA, and I went ahead and did my MBA from ICICI Business Leadership Program, which was a tie-up with NIIT University. Post completing my MBA, I started understanding industry more. Right, I started observing what is going on in the industry now, what is it that's flaring, what is it that corporates are demanding. Blockchain, AI, ML, IoT, everything was swarmed in corporates that time. And I started, luckily I got a project in ICICI Bank where I was supposed to create some dashboards to make senior leadership aware of what's the health of the different applications running in ICICI Bank. When I started my journey on dashboarding, and again, it started with a very, basic things on SaaS. If you would have heard of SaaS, now people don't use it much. So I started my dashboarding journey on SaaS, and slowly and gradually I realized there is more to it.
right? Just creating dashboards is not AI/ML. So there's definitely more to it. And then people started asking me questions. Okay, this is something that you have, delivered from the data in the past. How about prediction in the future? And that made me realize there's much more to what I am doing right now. And from there, my data science journey began, and I started taking courses, and then went ahead to take like a formal course from Indian School of Business, learn the maths, the stats, and the technicalities behind it. Because data science is not only about applying algorithms and 2 lines of code and generating results, it is much more beyond that. And until or unless you understand the nitty-gritties, what's happening on the background, you will not be able to do full justice to it. So that is where I then went deep into it, took leadership roles in data science, did a lot of hands-on, and then finally I'm here with you, fast forward to a couple of years. So I hope I'll be able to help you out with some of the questions you have today. So I'll start with So I'll start with giving a brief context. Dr. Meenakshi and Mr. Abhinandan has already shared what's Industry 4.0 with you. So just to give you a historical context, Industrial Revolution 1 marked the invent of steam power when the handmade goods were finally transitioned to machines. We were able to generate items in mass. And then I think Industrial Revolution 2.0 was all about electricity, where we were able to get more automation in terms of how machines were running. Now they were not running with steam; they were running with electricity. It also marked telegraph, advancements in communication, telecommunication. And then Industrial Revolution 3.0 was when we had this age of computers, basic automation, and internet. And Industrial Revolution 4.0 is where now these systems, now we have an interconnected network of these systems, right? The machines talking to each other, machines talking to humans. So all this interconnected system of machines is creating the concept of smart factories. So this is what essentially Industry 4.0 is. But before going into details, I would like to start with a question, and I will request all of you to make this session more and more interactive and engaging so that we learn from each other. I don't want to give you any unidirectional boring lecture, so let's make it interactive. Let's learn from each other. So I would like to know from the audience, anyone who would like to answer this, any AI feature, service, product, application, anything that you find most helpful in your day-to-day life, or something that really intrigued you, something that you really find fascinating. It need not be something very grand. You don't have to talk about self-driving cars or something like that. Something very basic that would work. Anyone?
Generative AI.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To generate new images using the patterns from the old things. This is very fascinating.
Wow, that's thank you so much. Anyone else? Yeah, we have a hand.
ChatGPT.
Great. So you have used ChatGPT already?
Yes, ma'am. Like
What for? If I may
whenever I
ask.
want to ask any kind of questions, if I'm not having any mentor, so I go to ChatGPT and ask it, and I get the valid solution.
Wow, so we already have people using data science things here. I'm really glad to hear that. Anyone else who would like to share something other than ChatGPT? Yeah, yes, please.
Sound.app and Gamma.app to create presentations.
Wow. Okay. So you use those presentations for your MBA, for your projects. Okay. That's great. That's fantastic.
And voice recognition Google.
Okay. And how do you use it?
Ma'am, we use it, for example, we want to search something. So instead of typing, we can just say it and it does the result.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else who would like to share something? Yeah, we have a hand there.
Ma'am, presentation GTV. Ma'am, it is a subscribed version of ChatGPT only. So yeah, you can upload things like Excel sheets and all. You can convert them into new Excel sheet if you wanted to convert it into a new value also. You can change it and you can create presentations with it also. So it is a subscribed version for the people who are subscribed to ChatGPT.
Okay. That's fantastic. So I think most of you are using ChatGPT to get your answers, to get help in projects, to make presentations, anything other than academic work. Yeah.
Ma'am, softwares like Photoshop, ma'am, they are with the blades, they are using some artificial intelligence, which ma'am generates the pictures, like in a frame. If there is nothing in the background, we can generate something, we can remove something, and it will fill up the space with the around the textures in the photograph. So it is using AI for that.
Oh, that's very creative. Thank you so much for sharing. Anything else? Okay, I can share my answer to that as well. So something that I recently found, and I'll share something different in generative AI because we already have a lot of ChatGPT answers here. So something that I will not say recently, but in a few months that I found very helpful was Myntra giving us this option of photo search, right? So I think all the girls at least will relate to it. So when I used to see some nice dress on an Instagram influencer or a celebrity, it was very difficult for me to explain it to Myntra what I'm looking for. If I say blue dress, it used to show all kinds of blue dresses, but not the one that I was looking for. So it was very difficult for me to explain, I need a blue dress with this cut, with that flare, with that print, with this type of sleeves. So now it's very easy. I just take a screen grab, crop it, upload it on Myntra, and I get the answer. And it has really, really helped me a lot. And I love shopping through that experience. So that is something that I found really helpful in last few months. So taking this forward from here, if we look at how AI ML is leveraged across industries, so I think all of us already know here that there's a long list of industries and sectors that already leveraging AI and ML. And when I was creating this list, I think I was also thinking that time how many boxes should I create on this slide, because the list was endless. So if I give you some examples, let's pick up a sector, say logistics, right? You would know how Blue Dart and delivery and DHL, all these delivery partners, how they deliver their parcels to your doorsteps, right? Now their services have become very, very quick. So if you think of the application of data science, AI and ML in logistics, in let's say a company like DHL, just think of a scenario if they have to place the right number of delivery partners, the right number of vehicles, whether it's trucks or whatever they use for delivery, they need to plan for right number of partners, they need to plan for right number of vehicles. If at any time they have too many vehicles, right, if their only aim is to deliver as soon as possible to get more and more customer loyalty, and they end up having too many trucks, they will not earn anything. They will just end up paying to the truck wallahs. They will not earn anything. They will not have any profits. And at the same time, if they are just thinking about their profits and they don't care about the time it takes, they will have too few truck wallahs and customers will end up getting delayed parcels. And they will lose customer trust, they will lose customer loyalty. They will not be able to sustain in business, right? Their competitors will take over them very soon. So data science, AI, ML helps them to optimize that number of delivery partners, manpower, whether it's manpower or it's stakeholders or it's truck wallahs or vehicle wallahs, whosoever it is, they use AI, ML to optimize this number, right? So that they are able to strike the right balance between their business revenue and customer responsiveness. Other example, if we pick up, let's say from a BFSI sector, banking, finance and insurance sector, just think of a scenario when you go to a bank and ask for a credit card, right? Bank will just not give you a credit card like that. If you are a customer, they will already have your history. If you are not a customer, they might look at CIBIL score and other stuff like that. So they will look at those patterns and try to predict, will you be able to return the money? So if you spend on your credit card, will you be able to return that money? Do you have that capability? So if a person who already has a lot of debt on his head, he has taken multiple loans, and we know that the disposable income is really low because he has to pay multiple EMIs every month. His salary is in, say, this range, and he has to pay so many EMIs in a month. Will he be able to return my money? So even if I decide to give credit card, maybe I will give a lower limit, right? So to take these decisions, whether to give credit card or not, and there can be, I mean, multiple use cases of AI ML alone in BFSI. Because BFSI has your entire transaction history. So just think of what data and what knowledge we are giving to BFSI every day, right? Coming to another example, I think you all must be very familiar with OTT platforms. You would be spending a lot of time on OTT platforms, Netflix and Amazon Primes of the world, YouTubes and social media and even e-commerce if you spend time on Amazon, Myntra. So a lot of places we use recommendation engines, right? Where you get product recommendations. If you are buying a particular product, they will tell you to buy this as well. Even if you don't want to buy something, they will still keep on recommending you. So product recommendations are really something that is helping businesses to grow. So because we have picked up product recommendations, I would like to explain a use case over here. How product recommendations are created, what is the fundamental principle behind product recommendations, and how they are helping businesses to leverage value. Now think of a scenario where, suppose you are on an OTT platform, we are talking about an OTT platform here like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime or a Hotstar, any platform for that matter. Suppose there are two users on that platform, user A and user B. You can call user A as maybe Mary and user B maybe as John. User A has watched 4 movies, okay? Matrix, Martian, Ex Machina and Hangover. And user A, Mary, has given ratings to each of these movies. She liked Matrix, Martian and Ex Machina a lot, but she gave low rating to Hangover. And Hangover fans, please don't hate me for this. So it's just an example. So she gave low rating to Hangover, okay? Now there's another user B who has watched Matrix and Martian. And he has given good ratings to Matrix and Martian. If I ask you, and you have to recommend any of the 4 movies that user A has already watched to user B, which one would you recommend? Not because you like it, this is this example. Which one would you recommend? Why not Hangover? Anyone? Because, user A has given a low rating to Hangover, but there would be many other users on this platform who would have given a good rating to Hangover. It's a good movie, right? But then why not Hangover?
50% of the movies they watched, ma'am, they were similar. Actually,
Exactly. Yeah. Because the system, and thank you so much for sharing this, because the system has now understood that user B, John, is very similar to Mary, right? Because John has also liked Matrix and Martian, Mary has also liked Matrix and Martian. So because Mary has not liked Hangover, the system is assuming John will also not like Hangover, right? And this is what we do with friends, right? When you're very similar to a friend of yours, you will usually pick up things which he or she likes. And you will not like to try things which he or she doesn't like. That is something that we do in our daily lives as well. So just extrapolating this example a bit, just think of millions and billions of users that are there on the OTT platform. So when the platform has to generate recommendations for a particular user, say John in this case, he will try to find out who are the top 5 or top 10 most similar users to John on this platform basis these ratings. And then it will try to give recommendations from top users to this particular user. So this is how it works, and this is a fundamental principle behind one of the recommendation engine approaches that we use called user-based collaborative filtering. Now just think of a scenario. Here they have given ratings, right? 4, 4, 5, 5, 2 and all. Because of which you were able to understand that user B is very similar to user A. How about if in case there were no ratings? Do you ever give ratings? I have never given ratings on Netflix. Any other way? Yeah.
And based upon the watch time of the user, the amount of time that user spends on Netflix to watch the similar time for movies.
Great. Yeah. So when we have ratings from the users, that is something that we call explicit feedback. You are going to somebody and giving a feedback explicitly, right? And when you don't have an explicit feedback, we will never have explicit feedback. Most of the time we will not have in industry. You will always have to go with implicit feedback, right? Something that user is not telling you directly, something that you will have to infer. For example, what he mentioned, the watch time of the movie. If you're watching movie just maybe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even if for half an hour, platform might consider it that you did not like it. And if you watch it at one stretch, or at least you complete it in multiple stretches, the platform will understand that you liked it. So it will mark it as a like for you. McKinsey has estimated that 35% of what consumers purchase on Amazon and 75% of what they watch on Netflix comes from personalized product recommendations. So just think of the power of recommendation systems. 75% of what people are watching on Netflix are coming from recommendations. I hardly remember a time when I go on Netflix and search for a movie. I usually go ahead with the top 10, or I go ahead with what my friends have recommended, or I'll go ahead with the recommendations that they give. So that is the power of recommendation systems, and that is just one example of AIML. Any questions on this one before I move ahead? Good. Moving ahead, let's look at what is this overall data science life cycle. I think you already have data science subjects in your curriculum, but just wanted to share it from an industry perspective, right? What happens? Because when you are studying data science in your curriculums, most of the time, I might be wrong here, but I think most of the time, you are given a data set, right? You have a data set in hand. You might download it from Kaggle, or somebody who is giving you an assignment will give you that data set, something like that. You will not have to run for that data set, bang your head to think, who should I ask for, who should I take approvals from, will I get this data or not, is this data clean? You don't have to bang your head there, right? You already have the data with you. But that doesn't happen in corporates, right? You have to start from scratch. You have to start from very beginning. So the first step would be to understand the problem statement, whatever the problem statement is. And just for the sake of simplicity, I'll move ahead with a similar example. I'll pick up an example from an OTT platform only. Now let's say there are multiple customers on this OTT platform, millions and millions of customers, and they want to have maximum business. Every company wants to have maximum business. There's nothing new about it, right? So they also want to maximize their business. Simplistically speaking, there can be two ways how they can increase their revenue. One, they can acquire new customers. Two, they can retain the existing customers. Both are important, right? Both are equally important. Think of a scenario, you are in a team which is responsible for retaining existing customers. Now you go to marketing team and ask them, what should I do? Can you suggest a strategy? How can I retain my existing customers? Marketing team tells you, we can do something, we can create some campaigns, or we can offer discounts, but the basic requirement is that you should share a list with me of all those customers who according to you would not retain, who according to you would drop. Until and unless you share that list, they will not be able to do anything. If you go and tell everyone can drop, they will not give discounts to everyone, right? Otherwise the company will go in losses. So you will have to share a finite number of users with them who you think have the highest probability of dropping, and their marketing team is going to do something to retain them, right? So you have this problem statement now at hand. This is the problem statement. But when you work in industry, this simple problem statement becomes very complex. There can be multiple caveats to it, right? You will have to think maybe people, users of different countries behave differently. Users from one country have a different behavior, different watching pattern. People from another country have different behavior, different watching pattern, different income ranges maybe. You might have to create different model for different country. Or there can be another thing that you might have to think about. How many number of users do you want to give? So if you get a list of people at risk of attrition, then how will you choose? What is that threshold above which you will choose that these are my top customers who I want to share with my marketing team for retention? So there can be multiple things. My point here is there can be multiple complexities in a problem. You will have to dissect it in order to lay down the approach for it. And you will have to work stepwise. You will have to take multiple brainstorming sessions with business to make sure that you are understanding their problem correctly. Right? So after problem understanding comes the most difficult part, which is data collection. And even before data collection, you will have to think which data will be responsible for it. Which factors do you think will be responsible to influence retention? For example, if I just think of it right now, I think somebody in the audience mentioned the viewership, right? How much time they are spending on the platform. Second can be for how many times in the past they have renewed their subscription. Maybe third can be how reactive or responsive they are to the recommendations in the past, right? And multiple other factors. So the list of factors itself, curating this list of factors itself takes a lot of time. You will think of what factors you think are important, then there will be some existing factors which already your team would have been working on. Then you will go to business and check, do you think there are other factors? Because business understands business better than data scientists, right? So you will ask them if they think there are some other factors responsible for that, so on and so forth. So it will take a long time for you to do that. After that, you will start collecting the data. You will go to all the data warehouses and data lakes in your organization, see what all data is available. If data is not available in warehouses, can there be an alternative? You will do all that effort. And then, once you have the data, you will start with the data cleaning, data pre-processing, null values, outlier detection, and then what is the proportion of coverage that you're having. So one I would say challenge that I have faced in the organizations is the coverage of important variables is very less sometimes. And although that variable is generating a lot of value, but I'm not able to include it as it is in the model. I do have to do some tweaks if it is very important, or I have to leave that variable. So we have to do all that cleaning, pre-processing, understanding of the data. Then you will have to do exploratory data analysis. You will have to understand the patterns. What is the income range of my customers? What is the age group of my customers? What is the age group, income range, and viewership in different countries? You know, how have they been reacting to recommendation engines in different countries? In different age groups. Maybe senior citizens might not understand recommendations much. So how have they been reacting to recommendations? So stuff like that. You will have to explore your data. Then comes the model training part, and trust me, model training is easy as compared to doing all the data juggling. Once you train the models, then you will evaluate your model on validation data, because I think you already know that you have to split your data into training and test validation data and test data, you validate your data, test your data, and finally you deploy the model. But the story does not end here. The story does not end with just deploying the model. There are a lot of other things as well. How will you communicate the results to business? For you, in this case, business is marketing. How will marketing understand if you are using logistic regression and you have all the probabilities in place? Do you think marketing team will understand what does the probability of attrition mean? Any answers? Do you think, yeah?
By using the visualization tools.
How?
We can convert the raw data we have collected into visual, which can be easy to understand for normal people.
Yes. So that is one way. But now you already have built a model. And you have your outputs, right? You have your outputs that, okay, these are my customers with the highest probability of attrition. Now, if you share these probabilities with your marketing team, they will go mad. They will say, we don't understand all this, we don't trust you. You tell us in a simplistic way. So communicating the results is a very, very important part when you're working on data science. You don't have to make it so difficult for the end user to consume. So you have to think of innovative ways on how you can present your results to the marketing team or whosoever your business is in that case. Explainability of results is really important. Next, it's very difficult, and it's the biggest challenge that at least I have faced, and I think other keynote speakers might agree with me here. The biggest challenge that I faced is getting, convincing the business on data science, because they will not understand. The more sophisticated model you use, the more black box it becomes, right? And it's difficult for us as well as data scientists to explain that to them. So they don't trust. They say, we don't trust these complicated algorithms. How should we even think that it is right? So it's very difficult to convince them. You have to have that, what I was talking before, you have to have knowledge of those nitty-gritties and what's happening on the background, so that you can simplistically put it together before your business and explain them, okay, this is how this is happening, right? And one more challenge that I would like to share from an industrial perspective is the story does not end on creating the model. Market is changing every day. You cannot just create your model and put it there and model will keep doing what it wants, right? It will not happen. Model ko nahi pata. The market has changed. So you will have to keep monitoring your models. Either you do it. Sorry about that. So we'll have to monitor the models. Either we can do it manually or we can do it automatically. That's another perspective. But the point is we will have to monitor the models. And we'll have to refresh and recalibrate them as per the new data coming in the market. So the models have to be very, very proactive. Otherwise they will go stale. So these are some of the challenges, and these are some of the, I would say, industry caveats that you will have to keep in mind. Now when we looked at this project life cycle, we have talked about a lot of steps here, right? And you would have already worked on these steps, maybe on some of your Kaggle or academic projects. But you would already be knowing that now there are AutoML tools that have actually reduced this time to market, right? Now the time to market has reduced. Generative AI, ChatGPT, everyone was talking about it. The focus is now shifting from writing big codes to prompts, writing prompts. Does anyone know what's prompt engineering?
Instruction which we give to a generative AI like a ChatGPT or generative AI, these are called prompts given by the user.
How do you write it?
Write it specifically to the point and provide details. So AI can understand and find patterns and give you a better output.
Any challenge that you would have faced when you are trying to explain it to a prompt?
Like fixing the bugs in my codes. This is a big challenge. Sometimes it rewrite the code, but I found many bugs in the older one. So this is a big challenge. So to overcome this, we use prompt engineering. Use more specific prompts and detailed prompts to provide more instruction to ChatGPT or AI.
Great, thank you for sharing. Any other challenge that you would have faced? Because almost everyone here has used ChatGPT. Any challenge that you have faced with ChatGPT? Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Any alternative? Thank you. Any other challenge? Can you elaborate?
On data entry in accurate since it's from 2021, last updated. So there has been new evolution in the industry, so data entry is accurate. And like it's been very good.
Okay, great. Thanks. That means people are genuinely using ChatGPT and they are seeing the challenges. But you will have to agree, it has made our lives really easy, right? This was not possible before generative AI. This was not possible before generative AI, right? So it has really made our lives easier. So with generative AI technologies coming in, and this you have already answered, so I'll skip it. With generative AI technologies coming in, and this is a fact that even I didn't exactly know, but I pulled it from internet. And if you see, I'm not sure if you're able to clearly see it, but what it means is that ChatGPT just took 5 days to reach 1 million users when it was launched. Just 5 days. And when you compare it with its peers, Instagram for example, it took 2.5 months to reach 1 million users. Netflix took 3.5 years to reach 1 million users. So just think of the scenario that's happening now. Anyone knows who has broken the record of ChatGPT? An application that got adopted even faster than this? Yeah, thank you. So, but still, if we leave Threads aside, ChatGPT 5 days was, tremendous. And by Jan 23, ChatGPT was launched in November 22. So by Jan 23, it had already hit 100 million active users. And this made it the fastest growing application in history. And I'm not including threads here. And if you look at the market size of artificial intelligence, it's really, really big. And it is estimated to be really, really big by 2030. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity over there. And I also wanted to share this fact, which I picked from one of the reports from IBM. It was published in 2022 on global AI adoption. So they have published what are the top 5 challenges before organizations in adopting AI. Organizations want to adopt AI, but why are they not able to? The top challenge was that there are limited AI skills, expertise or knowledge. 34% of the organizations said that we do not have expertise or knowledge or talent which can work on AI. And then there were other things, prices too high, lack of tools, projects are too complex, so on and so forth, right? But the biggest challenge is that they do not have people in the industry to work on this. So I think that in itself says the kind of opportunity that you have here. And you should definitely explore it. And I would also like to emphasize one last thing before I leave you guys with the thoughts. Stop thinking AI of something very complex, because as you can, coming back to Industrial Revolution thing, as you can see, what's the common thing between all the things that came in the 3 industrial revolutions before, whether it's steam power or it's electricity or it's computers. And then AI. What's the common thing, if anyone can tell? Each of these things was used by everyone. It was a general purpose thing, right? Electricity is not only used by electricians, it's used by everyone. Computers is not only used by IT people. Even housewives will have, I would say, computers, personal laptops to use. Children have their laptops, right, nowadays. So it's a general purpose thing. So everything that became a revolution was a general purpose thing. So AI now is a general purpose thing which is adopted by everyone, which will be adopted by everyone. So I think it's extremely important for us to understand how this space is evolving, and we should evolve ourselves as well. We should embrace this technology the way we embrace computers. And the people who could not embrace computers, they were the ones whose tasks were redundant, right? And they were replaced by computers. So I think it's really important to embrace AI as it comes and start thinking in this space more. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure all attendees have learned a lot from your informative session. Now, I would like to request Dr. Meenakshi Narula to kindly felicitate Ms. Sonam Sharma.
We also have amongst us Dr. Harsha Ratnani. She is an Associate Professor, Department of Information Technology at JIPS Vasant Kunj since 2016. Ma'am has completed her PhD from Department of Computer Science and Applications, Kurukshetra University, in the field of software testability. She holds her graduate degree, BSc Honours, Physics from Miranda House, Delhi University, along with MCA degree from MDU, Rohtak University. She has got an excellent academic record, along with having 21 years of experience and research experience. We welcome you, ma'am, and would like to request you to propose the vote of thanks for the inaugural session.
Good morning, everyone. So it was a very lively session. All of you agree with that? So AI has been around us for last 60-70 years, but the intellect of AI, what we call as IQ of a human being, that has grown exponentially in last 5-10 years, right? If we compare it with the age of a child, it's almost like 10 plus years. Am I right, Sonama? I just read it in a Gartner, survey report. So there's a Lokesh, Mr. Lavkesh, Mr. Shubham, Mr. Anay, Dr. Rahul, who are going to have the session post this inaugural session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming and taking time out for our student, and welcome to other set of guests as well. Thank you, Narula ma'am, for organizing this event for you. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, our sincere faculty, and our hardworking set of support staff, academic staff, and technical staff who have made all arrangements today. In spite of very short notice, we have planned this seminar now. Thank you so much, team. Request the anchors to please come on.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for a tea break. I would like to request all our guests to join us for a cup of tea. All students are to be remain seated.
Our esteemed speaker, Mr. Shubham Awasthi, Mr. Lavkesh Singh, Mr. Anay Pathak, we would request them to take their places on the dais.
May I request Anshika to welcome our guest, Mr. Shubham Awasthi, with the planter.
May I request Priyanshi to present a planter to Mr. Lavkesh Singh.
May I request Sanjana to kindly welcome our guest, Mr. Anay Pathak, with the planter. We have with us our esteemed guest, Mr. Shubham Awasthi. He is a technocrat with 16 years of experience in various functions of IT and IS such as app security, cloud security, DevSecOps, public cloud, hybrid cloud, data center security, etc. In various roles, he always ensured effectiveness and positive outcome in timely manner considering the budgetary aspects. He has been a very good negotiator for different procurements and services outsourcing related to various cybersecurity functions. Along with experience of successfully running projects worth of 10 crores, Sir has been actively involved in delivering the secure designs, architectures of applications and cloud platforms in individual capacity. Delivery of complete application protection, achieving first PSD2 compliance in India, successful completion of different regulatory audits are a few achievements of his in the last couple of years. It will be a privilege to invite Sir for sharing his insights on cybersecurity.
मॉर्निंग एवरीवन चाय वाय हो गई सबकी सुस्ती दूर हुई एनीवन who can understand only English in this room? Anyone who can only understand Hindi? You can only understand Hindi. Try नहीं किया. So, first of all, thank you, Dr. Meenakshi, for inviting me in coordination with Mr. Nandan from ICT and my co-panelists. We have just heard, ma'am, very good session on data science and AI. And while we were sitting outside and discussing with Dr. Narula, I was surprised and I mentioned that the responses which we heard from you students, I can say it is very rare to hear such kind of responses. While the first question was pointed towards you, like what is your day-to-day experience towards AI or ML, normally we expect someone will tell Hotstar, Facebook Learning, but the kind of response I heard, definitely I was surprised. And it really, kudos to you all. You can clap for yourself. After me, we have Anay, we have Lavkesh to speak lot of technical things. हम लोग थोड़ा technical, non-technical सब थोड़ा करेंगे, पढ़ेंगे थोड़ा, so that you should not be bored. You have gone through lot lengthy sessions with Anay and Lavkesh. First, let's go back to the history. Abhinandan had touched a bit. After independence, we got one prime minister who saw the dream of nation building. While our institutions were building like AIIMS, IITs, IIMs, he also thought that when the intellectuals, artists of this country, when they will be contributing towards nation building, where they will discuss the agendas, where they will be sitting and discussing their strategies, how India will look like in the field of culture, art and all. He saw a dream. To come true that dream, he called his friend, Mr. C.D. Deshmukh, of which home picture you can see on backside. He asked Mr. Deshmukh to make his dream true. He asked him to help to make some institution where intellectuals, artists, culture lovers, they can sit, come and contribute to the nation building. Then the whole idea of this IIC came into existence, and IIC took this shape. That Prime Minister was Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. He was the first nation builder of our country. And now I can say in the era of AI, ML, you all are nation builders in your own capacity. While you will be going out from this institute in your respective roles, you will be working to contribute in the nation building only. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Whether you will be there in PSU, you will be there in private companies, banks, BFSI, wherever, colleges, universities, in your way, somehow or the other, you will be contributing towards the nation building and taking the nation ahead. Apart from it, so again, once more I would like to thank Dr. Narula for organizing this seminar into this historical building, because only theoretical knowledge doesn't suffice, doesn't build your personality. You need to comprise lot of things from the society, from the culture, and if in your college days itself you come across with such great institutions, you got introduced, then definitely it will impact your overall personality and the journey towards your personality building. So kudos to your institution also, Dr. Narula again, once again. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Now we talked about a lot of things. You will see some slides. I wouldn't be much focused. So AI, ML, data science, cloud, and now admin told me that you all are from BCA, third year, second year, or maybe first year also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So you all are techie people. Now, and the responses of yours also show how techie you are, and better than most of the students of most of the institutions across this NCR region. Because we visit a lot of universities, and from our experience I can say that the guidance you are getting from your teachers, professors and faculty members, that is totally in right direction, because normally what happens in college, we study a lot, the techniques, technology things, computer science and all, but how does it relate with the industry? What industry wants to listen? Then that gap is always there. And after hearing you all, I can say that here in GIMS, that gap is minimal. While you will be completing your third year, you will be very near to the expectation of the industry. You will not be very far. You know, you will be able to talk into their language, what industry wants to listen from you. So that is also a very good thing for you. Now, whenever you talk about so many technologies, just a second. So here I am here to speak on cyber security in the age of Industry 4.0. we heard so much from Narula ma'am, from Sonal, about the Industry 4.0. Now, how the cyber security relates with the industrialization or the development happening on 4.0, whether it is automation, and now we are talking about one step ahead, that is sustainability. How cyber security helps there. So I heard you guys very good knowledge around ML, AI, data science. How many of you heard this word cyber security before? Is it? Very good. Sorry? Very good. Very good. So, whatever technology is coming or industry is adopting, to sustain with that technology, it is essential to adopt that technology with proper security guardrails. Suppose we purchase the mobile phones and proper password is not there, or you are doing the mobile banking, proper MPIN is not there, MPIN is stolen or weak password you are using, then some Tom, Dick, Harry will come and exploit your personal information, your banking information, transactions and all. So then the security of that becomes of utmost importance. And then the requirement of people come who understand the security, who can plan the cyber security. And why? What is the word of cyber? See, one word is information security. And then second word is cyber security. So normally what we in our industry say, or how we categorize, like the information which can be exploited by some outsider sitting outside, then protection of that information, we start calling it cyber security. However, information security is the security of the data or information anywhere kept, any shape and form. So now with the, as Sona mentioned, the pace, people are adopting the technology. ChatGPT, you guys took some words in your responses. ChatGPT, moving from big code to the prompts. Now just think how difficult for the security peoples to deal with it. Because coming a technology is one thing, adopting the technology is the second thing, but designing the security for that new technology in very limited time period is also important. Because if we are coming with the security guardrails after 2 years or 3 years, then ChatGPT kind of things would have become uncontrolled by then. We cannot ask boss, आप थोड़ा रुक जाओ, 6 महीने रुको, we'll come back with the security guardrails, तब आप use करना ChatGPT. It is not going to happen. The adoption is happening millions per day, per minute, per second, users are increasing. So security people has to work immediately in parallel, hand in hand with the technology inventors. They cannot say. So this is the one challenge with the security people, that they have to run fast. They cannot wait and watch. So it creates the challenges for the security people. Or in the next slide, if you see, I mentioned challenges for today's CISOs. CISO, जानते हो आप लोग क्या होता है? What is CISO? So in any organization, the person who is heading the cyber security department, the person's name is Chief Information Security Officer, and in multinational company institutes, it is CISO. We call it CISO. So the job of CISOs are becoming very difficult. I have mentioned here 5 regions. These are very legacy challenges with the CISOs, but with the pace, the adoption is increasing. One word Sonam coined, time to market. How many of you are aware what is time to market? Time to market is to launch your product. How soon you can launch it into the market? Suppose you draw the blueprint, from blueprint till the rollout in the market. How soon you can do that whole journey? That is the time to market. And here whole game is of the pace. If as a bank, I want to launch some product for you, some particular type of credit card, but while I was thinking, some other bank comes and launch, then they take the lead. So my business is keep pressurizing me, boss, my time to market is very less. Whatever security, whatever controls you want to suggest, please do it right away. We cannot allow you 6 months to think around this product and then come back, okay, ये 5 चीजें आपको करनी है security के लिए. By the time train would have left, बस निकल चुका होगा. So challenges are very huge. Few mentioned third party risk, how it is increasing. Nowadays we cannot say that we will work in a cocoon where only I will use my technology, that is my proprietary, I will not allow anyone to come into my cocoon or shell. That cannot happen. We have to work in sync with different technology partners. Someone would be giving, I am a bank. I cannot afford that, let me put one team to develop the software. I cannot put one team to develop the operating system. Let me put a team to develop the hardware of the computer. I need to rely on the technology partners. I will be relying on Microsoft, I will be relying on Red Hat, I will be relying on Dell, HCL. For the manpower, I will be depending on the service providers, TCS, Wipro, HCL. Now, when I adopt all those things from my partners, then definitely one risk comes. If you are joining from SCL, my company, to work for me, I don't know about you. You may come and do some tweaks in my systems and system may collapse. I am taking one software, purchasing one software from you. Your software may have some bug and my mobile application may collapse or may be exploited. So these type of risks are always there. The technology. Now banks has to compete with the fintechs. Fintechs means Airtel Bank, Paytm Bank, PhonePe, all these things. Now, PhonePe, or I'm taking the name, just don't consider it I am targeting anyone. This is just I am taking the generic name, and all the views, whatever I am expressing, these are my personal views. No relation to my organization to them. So whoever are the fintechs, they have that pace. They have so less time to market because they have very less regulations to follow. They have very new engineers, freshers who are willing to do anything to make it live. They don't have any load on their shoulders to follow the compliance, government rules and so and so. And bank have to compete with them. Now bank cannot say, boss, I am running with so many regulations, so I cannot compete with you. If you, as a bank, if you cannot compete with the fintechs, you will be left. All the business will be taken by these fintechs. So now in that scenario, technology adoption. If you ask me 5 years back, in my bank only, if you ask, can anyone think about using the open source technologies? It was a dream. Now there is no choice. You have to. You cannot purchase. Excuse me? हाँ भाई क्या हुआ? What happened? कुछ अच्छा है बताओ, सबको बताओ यार. Let's enjoy. If you are getting something interested on mobile, डरो नहीं यार, मतलब we'll also enjoy with you. नहीं आपके. चलो ठीक है.
They are discussing time to market.
अच्छा time to market. अभी से ही डिस्कशन शुरू हो गया चलो. Live discussion. Sorry. Yeah. Now I have to rely on the open source technologies. There is no choice with the CIOs that they can restrict their developers. That boss, you will only go with the enterprise portals. Similarly, business disruption. So many people are there. You may think that boss, मेरे पीछे कौन पड़ा होगा यार? मुझे कौन जानता है? But believe me, the moment you start your website, from the next hour, people will be starting targeting your website. They may target your website, they may target your mobile application, fake applications. So lot of techniques are there which may interrupt your business. Right? Similarly, product and service vulnerability. I am purchasing an operating system and that operating system may be suffering from some serious vulnerability. Suppose Log4j. If any one of you heard in recent 8-9 months the 0-day vulnerability which was published in Log4j. So if I take any software, if I adopt any technology which is having that kind of bug, that will cause the serious problem. So all the challenges are there for the CISOs. They have to run they cannot stop the business. You know, they cannot ask business and CIO that you should not adopt the technology, you should not reduce time to market. Because ultimately bread and butter of the organization is coming from there only. Now only thing how we can curtail that risk. There is no point that zero risk is there. No cyber incident may happen. Only thing how we can curtail that possibility how we can reduce that possibility, how can manage the residual risk and all that. And then compliance and regulatory risk. Lot of regulations from different type of regulators for different organizations. Like your college would be following the university, university will be following the guidelines from UGC, banks are following the RBI, so on and so forth. So there are guardrails designed by the government and the regulatory bodies, which also you need to take care of. Bank may not say, today I am selling the saving account, tomorrow I will start selling the cars. So we are bound to follow certain regulations, not only banks, every organization with their respective regulatory authority. Now how to deal with such challenges? This is the point. With those challenges, we cannot say, ki boss, bahut challenge hai yaar, what problem hai. We cannot do. So CISOs can't think like that. They have to be at par with the technology. Cloud, ChatGPT is the biggest headache for the CISOs. Because now cases started coming where board presentations people are creating on the ChatGPT, and even before the results are out, your presentation is out in the market. And organizations are suffering with huge losses. Because if your results before reaching to the board go out to the market, then what will happen? Someone will other, किसी को share बेचना था, खरीदना था, they will take the call, the forward call, even before announcing the results. So the serious consequences, financial consequences will come. So how CISOs to deal with? The CISO can't say what ChatGPT आने वाला है मुझे थोड़ी मालूम, वो तो आ गया ना. So dashboarding, one other very good word. Dashboarding, how many of you understand the dashboarding? So basically, in any organization beyond a certain level, after middle management, once you start reaching the senior management, the whole game is of dashboarding. आज हमारा बिजनेस कितना हुआ, आज हमने कितना डेवलपमेंट किया, कितने लोग आए, कितने प्रेजेंट थे, किसने कितनी देर काम किया. Every senior leader wants the dashboard, ready dashboard on his email. All the reports, MISs, everything. Tomorrow, ma'am will be submitting the report to the management that how many students attended, how many students were called, and how many were present. Whether the session was fruitful, whatever feedback you will be giving, she will be recording in the system, and finally she will be presenting whenever the scheduled meeting with the board or management, she will be presenting that session was like so and so. So the important part is the dashboarding. And now, if your dashboards are exploited, then it may cause the serious impact. So now CISO has to handle all these type of risks, what 5 risks I have mentioned. So here, what are maybe the best possible ways? I am just giving you the very practical way, and fortunately one department which I lead, that department is very much instrumental in that thing. CISOs has to think the concept of security by design. We cannot sell the car and then ask the customer that come back to the service center and attach a seat belt. You should already have the concept of the seat belt and airbags, where should be installed, and before selling the car, you should know where seat belts and airbags should be attached, where ABS to be installed, where EVD has to be installed, and how it should operate. So similarly, the security by design concept, while you are developing any application, so what regulations, what standards you have to follow. How many of you are interested in development? So whoever all of you are interested in the development, you can simply do the Google and find the OS top 10 recommendations or OS top 10 vulnerabilities. Whenever you are developing the application, just follow the OS 10 published vulnerabilities, the coding practices, and believe me, your application will be more or less secure. Nothing in this world is 100% secure, but more or less secure. So while you are architecting your application, while you are architecting your use case, whether it is dashboard, ChatGPT or whatever, while you are architecting, you should impose the security by design. Then the controls. Once your application is ready, your development is completed, then you should not think that who will hit me, who will be behind me. You cannot think like that. So you should always be ready with your controls and response time. How fast you can respond to any incident. If at 9 AM you come to know your website is hacked, then how soon you can respond. So via planning all those things, via preparing the strategy around the incident response time, the control guardrails, everything, CISOs can cope up with all those challenges. These are the few global incidents happened worldwide. Maybe it WannaCry, certain, some database of your, I'm missing the name, food chain. They did, sorry? Zomato. Zomato is there, right? Cosmos Bank. So Cosmos Bank was a bit tricky incident. It was not possible for normal hacker or like that. But if you believe me, most of the incidents are based on very silly things. No major rocket science, no major technology. Simple, someone gets the username password. From the username password, they get penetrate. Once they penetrate, then they access so on so forth, and finally they reach to the right system to collapse. So just with few very basic tips, we can avoid these incidents to happen. Yes, not 100%, again I would repeat, but yes, you can curtail to very large limit. We have limited time. So these are the few tips which we were discussing around the industry and all. Even I have put the 10 pointers here, which you can adopt to at least safeguard in your personal capacity. Maybe you are working in the college, how you should operate your PC in the library, how should you operate your telephone, mobile, banking, net banking and all those things. So these are the basic tips. Password should be strong enough. Everyone knows, but everyone put ABC at 1, 2, 3. Or your name at 4, 5, 6. These are the normal practices. So just strong password. Biometric authentication. Biometric authentication is important, but equally important where your biometric data is stored. And who is asking for the biometrics? Some Tom, Dick, Harry, some restaurant may come, boss, हमें आपका fingerprint लगेगा, then we'll allow you. Nowadays, AEPS, Aadhaar enabled payment system with the Aadhaar number, someone can take the money out from your account just with your thumb impression. And if your thumb impressions are stored with any restaurant or any Tom, Dick, Harry, and he also has your Aadhaar number, then he may do the debit of your account and you will come in next morning that boss, mera 10,000 rupiah, 20,000 rupiah got away. Mobile savviness. We all are like, everyone should have the latest mobile phones, latest applications. I saw some people, they download everything, each and everything, whether it is trusted or not trusted. So one tip, whatever you are downloading, you should download from the proper Play Store. In Google Play Store, in Apple Play Store. Those Play Store, once they allow any application to be onboarded in the Play Store, they ensure that certain security checks are being done. Rather, as compared to some people send the link, was click on the link and download. Then phone also nowadays giving the warning. This is not the trusted source of application. Like that. One is very, if you see the point number 9, psycho-operational things. People play with your psyche. They do the emotional things with you, they do a lot of things with you, and via that, they retrieve your PII and SP. PII and SPDI. PII data is your personal identification information, your name, mobile number, email ID, address. SPDI is the sensitive personal information like your credit card number, your MPIN, your username, password, all those things. So nowadays we are seeing a lot of people are playing over social media with your psyche. They are doing the psychoanalysis and not see, while today here we are speaking or at your home, your mobile is always hearing you. Now most of the people would have Alexa at home, Google Echo at home. If they are on, continuously they are listening and watching you. Now in the Alexa boxes they are saying, boss, if you want that it should not see you every time, you should physically close the camera. They have given the button. You cannot rely the software. Every time you are under monitoring, under observation, phone is hearing you. You would have heard, na? Today you ask Shubham which car model is best. You discuss 10 minutes with me on the car model. After 15 minutes, you will get the advertisement on the Facebook page for the whatever the best available car for you. It means it is hearing. So you should be very cautious while you are using these smart devices because technology comes with the responsibility. And if you don't adopt the technology with the responsibility, with the right security guardrails, definitely it is going to trouble you. So, yes, this is limited time. I would like to conclude here only. 5 minutes if any questions. And sometime, somewhere we'll meet, then we'll discuss in detail the technical things more in detail. So I think any point here in this 10 point if I want to explain anyone, otherwise we can jump to the question answer.
I would like you can suggest them what are the certifications required for becoming
So 2-3 things are there. One, most of you are aware about cloud, data science, AI, ML. Now you simply go to the Google and find the security certifications. You will get, simply put, AWS Security Practitioner, free certification available. It will just 2 or 3 hours learning online, and then you can attend the exam. Microsoft Azure, whoever are interested in the cloud, AWS Azure. Lavkesh is here, Oracle. From my personal experience, Oracle Cloud के बारे में सुना किसी ने? Right, OCI. One of the most maturity state of the cloud is the Oracle. The Amazon, Google, Microsoft, everyone is secure enough. They adopted the security in matured way. But Oracle adopted the security for the enterprises. They were the first in the industry having that kind of security. So Oracle certifications, just do the Google, you will get the list, and most of them are freely available. All basic level certifications of Oracle Cloud, Google Cloud, Amazon, all these things are basically available. Free of cost, you can just click, read, video will be there, or webinar, offline webinar will be there. Go through it and then attend the test. Test will have 30 questions, 50 questions. One I recall AWS Security Practitioner, one is AWS Security Essential, one is Microsoft Azure Security Fundamentals, one is IC2 something. I can give through Abhinandan, I can provide the list. Maybe Anay may have the list of the certification presentation, I am not sure. So, but via Abhinandan, we can share the list of all the free available certifications which you can read and attend that exam, and you will get it done. And while you are attending the interview after final year, we are not expecting that we are hiring the masters. We are hiring the beginners who at least understand what is ChatGPT, what is data science, what is cloud. उतना आपने बता दिया, then बाकी हम आपको पढ़ा देंगे. But you say सब cloud ही हमने सुना ही नहीं. So then it is difficult. Having said so, whatever the fundamental technologies are being taught or are being in your syllabus, maybe data communication, digital electronics, process control, whatever, please read. Don't think that you will build your building without any foundation. Foundation is the OSI model. Any application you develop today or microservice based or DevOps, it will run only with the OSI fundamentals. You cannot skip was OSI पुराने ज़माने की बात है. अब तो आज कौन पढ़ता है OSI? Yes, you can succeed up to a limit. Beyond a point, once you will be the architect of the application, then you will be relying with the OSI only. If you don't know OSI, you will fail there. So thank you very much. Any other question? Yeah.
Sir, I have basically seen 2 roadmaps of cybersecurity. Some people say that you should first learn the basics of coding and networking and then start learning cybersecurity. And some people say that you should go into development first and then start learning cybersecurity. Sir, which roadmap is better?
So see, there is no rule. It depends. For example, you want to understand the cloud security. Again, if you want to understand how to secure the EC2 machine on Amazon, before that you should know what is EC2. That is correct. Without knowing the EC2, you cannot design the security of EC2. That is correct. Certain things, suppose you are having the interest on the regulatory requirements of the cybersecurity, IT Act, what IT Act says about the cybersecurity, what are the government rules, or if you guys are techie, you can just do the Google iframing on the income tax website, how they prohibit it, why they prohibit it. For those kind of things, you are not required to read the development first. You can understand why income tax website is prohibiting you to do the iframing. You can read the iframing, then consequences of the iframing. So it depends exactly development. So yes, you should know development, but if you compile the development with the OS guidelines, then your development becomes the secure. So there is no rule, it depends what exactly you are going to read, what you are reading, and how you want to mix it with the security. Then accordingly you can plan.
What does a company expect from that?
Beginner CISO, they expect that at least that person would have worked for at least minimum 10 years into different departments which comes under CISO. Like one is the application security department, one is the infrastructure security, one is the red teaming, next is the security monitoring center, next is the investigation department. So whatever departments comes under the jurisdiction of CISO, at least you should have worked 10-15 years in all those departments. you should have visibility. What is forensic investigation? As a CISO, you cannot say. Now it is not the limitation. Few organizations are having they are merging the role of CISO and DPO, Data Privacy Officer and Chief Information Security Officer. So they may expect you should know what is the data privacy bill. You would have heard about data privacy. Yes. GDPR in UK, now in India also, we have presented in the parliament. And it is now law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your session was full of zeal and enthusiasm. We have now been joined by Dr. Rahul Amritraj Singh. I would request him to kindly take his place on the dais. May I request Anshika to kindly present a planter to Dr. Rahul Amritraj Singh.
Now we have with us our next speaker, Mr. Lavkesh Singh. He is an associate cloud engineer at Oracle. He has completed his BTech in Information Technology from University School of Information, Communication and Technology of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. He is a certified Oracle Apex Cloud developer. It is our honor to have you here, sir, for delivering a session on the role of cloud computing and Industry 4.0.
Graduated last year. So when I came in the morning, almost everyone mistook me as one of the students here, which I mean I'm proud of that actually. So okay, so I think whatever I'm about to speak, you guys will be able to relate it way better, because I mean I know from like I graduated from USICT last August 2022, and it's been 1.2 years in Oracle now. So I mean, I can actually tell you what exactly you need to like switch from university knowledge to an industry knowledge. So yes, today's session is about cloud computing, and okay. Also, one more thing I would like to mention: it is a very nostalgic feeling to see all the students here, because like I spent all my engineering years attending these sessions by various people. So it's an honor to complete a full circle and actually deliver a session in front of all of you. Thank you for that. I mean, in a conversation with one of our speakers, Anil Pathak website, we came to a point that a lot of students in the 4th year are much focused on competitive coding, be it C++, C or Java. I mean, I was in the same route as well. Like, if you ask any 4th year students, they are so much into competitive coding. But once you are into an industry, it's actually of not much use. I mean, I won't say it is useless, because in any company, in order to crack the interview, you need to complete the first round. That is definitely of competitive coding. So you need to be good at it. But when it comes to real life problems in industry, it is not as beneficial as you might think. So what exactly do you need? So you need to have, for example, in my journey, I was a web developer. I used to create websites, host it on the cloud, and then, and also I used to do C++ a lot. So the thing is, you need to have a development knowledge, and you need to have actual industrial knowledge these days. For example, AI, ML, cloud, and stuff like that Sonam mentioned, and also, and also Shubham Avasthi mentioned. So combining both of them, I actually had a question for Anay Pathak sir. I've been seeing a lot of deep fakes these days. I'm pretty sure you must have heard about it, right? Yes. These days, I mean, it is basically combining what Sonam said and what Anas has said, using AI ML to threat someone in the cybersecurity. So that is one question I really have for Anay Pathak. I hope we'll discuss it later. And so today's topic of discussion is cloud computing. To start from the very basic, what is cloud? Anyone would like to answer? Just what is cloud? Simple. Yeah, anyone here? Okay, close. Close, perfectly close. Anyone else?
Basically, cloud is a word which means you can access your database from anywhere where you are living or where you are right now. So cloud is a you can say server which is physically maintained by a company, but we call as cloud because we don't have servers which just post or upload our data on the server, but we don't know where our data is going or on which server is going on. So we said this term cloud.
Okay, huge applause for this person. And which year you are from?
First year.
I mean, in first year, what I knew about cloud was that I saw a parody video on YouTube, which a teacher told a student that cloud is where your information is going to the air, and I mean dropping somewhere. I don't know. Like that is all I knew in first year. So very good, yeah. You know a lot about cloud already. So yeah, in simple words, what cloud actually means is renting or basically using services, using storage, using entire infrastructure online. Is there any gamers here? Anyone who plays games a lot? Is it difficult to maintain the hardware, right? The maintaining, cleaning, servicing, upgrading. Suppose you are getting a new GTA 6 next year, right? It must be a 150 GB and you might not have storage in your system. So what will you do? You need to like buy another system, put all the data in the another hard drive, right? Stuff like that. So cloud will help in that. It just take one click, scale up, and all your data will be scaled up. Okay? So I'm pretty sure it is difficult to manage it, right? Yeah. So cloud will help in that. So moving forward, that is me. Yep. If you want to, I mean, this session is not limited to what we'll learn here. Even after the session, if you have any doubts regarding cloud or you need to ask me anything, please feel free to connect me on LinkedIn or anywhere you'd like to. I'll be happy to talk to you. So, okay, cloud computing as Industry 4.0. So, I mean, everyone already discussed here what is Industry 4.0, the history of Industry 4.0. So, I won't really jump into again what is Industry 4.0. Everyone already know it. But in simpler term, imagine the washing machine in your home talking to your detergent dispenser that I need 5 grams of detergent for 10 clothes. That is Industry 4.0 in simpler terms. Basically, machines talking to each other so that they can work on their own without human intervention. That is it. I mean, that is all you need to know about Industry 4.0. Basically, machines working on their own. That's it. So now we'll talk about how cloud computing, have a role in Industry 4.0. Basically, what cloud is, it is all your data. For example, you have all your MLAI, suppose you are hosting a website, you're starting a business, anyone, and you have a website, and the data for it needs to be stored somewhere. I mean, you can store it on your system or laptop, but after a certain point, it will, the space will end up. So the thing is, cloud acts as a backbone to everything. To Industry 4.0, it does play a very important role. So, for example, a very good example is that have you seen MI's robotic vacuum cleaner? Anyone? Yes. So when you install it, the app tells you to scan the home and create a map first. You have seen that feature, right? So what it does is that in the first attempt, it creates a map on the application. Now, if you buy another MI vacuum cleaner, do you need to remap it? No. Because the map is already stored in the application. So that is the feature of cloud, that a machine worldwide away, even if you're in USA or in India, they can talk to each other and utilize the information they know. Okay, so that is one example of how cloud is essentially in Industry 4.0. it is the backbone. It is what makes everything possible, which is underlying and above of the cloud. So okay, we already talked about the basic definition of cloud computing. So because we don't have much time, so I'll be moving forward. So yeah, basic concept of cloud computing. Have you all heard about this deployment model and service models? Are people aware about it? See, even if it's a no, I won't be surprised, seriously saying. So if it is a no, it's okay. I'll explain it in an easy way. So what is deployment models is? Anyone have any clue about these things? Anyone would like to say anything? Anything? Yeah, please.
In deployment models, we basically have public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud, and multi-cloud.
Okay.
Public cloud is we are hosting we are uploading the service information on the cloud which can be accessed by everyone. In private cloud, basically it's for an organization, private organization, and the security is very improved security system is there. In community cloud, 2-3 organizations create a cloud, and hybrid cloud is a mixture of public and private cloud.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good. I came to know about these things when I actually joined the company. So yeah, that is very commendable. Very good. Bore you all with the technical definition. Will show you something else. So this is a great example for you all to know what exactly public, private, and hybrid cloud is. So a bus. What is a bus? It is accessible by everyone, right? Everyone can ride on it, but the fees is particularly low. You're paying 10 or 15 rupees to go from one place to another. But the thing is, you will not get privacy. So this is the public cloud. Everyone can access to it. It is cheaper than private cloud, but there is no privacy, there is no security. Everyone can see what you're doing on phone, what you're browsing on Instagram today. Everyone can see that. So that is what public cloud is, less secure, but much more affordable and accessible. Like private cloud, your own car. You use your own car, but for that you have to buy everything from infrastructure to software to platform. The entire car has to be brought by you, 5 to 10 lakhs. But because of that, you are getting privacy. It is owned by a single person. So that is the private cloud. It is very secure, but it is expensive than public cloud. But hybrid is a mixture of both of them. For example, a taxi. You're getting the features of private cloud, but you're also paying very less amount, like you're paying in bus, just for a particular amount, just for when you're using it. It is basically rent a private taxi. So this is basically the definition of these three clouds in a nutshell. IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So to won't jump into technical definition. Okay. See, this is another example for infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, I think I might not be able to talk much about it, but the thing is, in infrastructure as a service, you'll get the ingredients to make anything. In platform as a service, you're also getting how you're making it, and in the software as a service, you're getting an entire software. So these are the options you get when you're buying cloud, when getting cloud. So yep, moving forward. Yeah, how cloud is essential. It helps to synchronize data, as I just told you that if you're buying 2 machines of MI, so the data will be synchronized. Then scalable, just one click you can scale your hardware. Real-time analytics, you can analyze the data in cloud from anywhere. Global connectivity, from USA you can analyze the data in India. And security measures. Cloud has so many security measures these days. Even earlier it used to be a very, very challenge. Like Sonam mentioned in one of a point that convincing business with people, the more complicated a thing gets, the more black box it becomes. I totally agree. I mean, when I talk to a customer, it becomes really difficult to tell them that please shift to the cloud. I mean, the first question they raise is that what about my data security? Like, why should I put my data from my own server to your cloud storage with everyone accessible, So it is very difficult for them to, accept that cloud is actually moving forward and it is secure. So the only solution for that is to people to know and understand what it is and to study more about it. That's the only solution. But I agree, times are changing and people are adapting cloud slowly. So, Benefits, I have already discussed the benefits. So, yep, we'll move forward. Okay, so before career options, the most important thing for you in the entire presentation is what you should do, what you should learn. I mean, what skills you need to have. Okay, so the thing is, in cloud, you don't need to be a good coder, okay? But I mean, if you are a coder, it is a good thing, it is a good point. You can be a good coder. I mean, for example, if you are a cloud engineer just like me, and one day a customer says, I have an application to deploy, and you don't know what the application code is. So if you are a good coder, you'll be able to make changes in the code and deploy it to the cloud. So it is not a prerequisite, but if you know it, it's better. So machine learning, cybersecurity, REST APIs, it is a very important thing. REST APIs, you all need to know about it when it is about cloud. And analytics, blockchain. So all these things, if you want to engage in cloud, you need to learn all these things actually. I mean, it's not a prerequisite. You can start from the very basic, like what is a compute instance? Do anyone know what is a compute instance? Anyone? Okay. So basically, it's a physical. It's a CPU outside of your. Online. It's an online CPU in very simple language. You don't have to, have an entire system in your place. You can just use it. So yeah, you need to know about this basic thing. What is a compute instance? What is a storage? How you can provide security? What is a network layer? So these things are very essential when you're when you want to go to cloud. So, career options can be a lot in cloud. As you can see, there are so many things you have to learn in cloud. So you can be a sales consultant, you can be a cloud engineer just like me. You can also be a software developer, because nowadays it just takes a click to make a website, not like you have to spend months. So you can also do, product management, business development. So there are so many career options in cloud. You just name a few. And with time, it is only growing. So yes, you can pursue your career in cloud. It is really good. And one next step, just after this presentation, I have put 2 links here. These 2 are free links of Oracle, Foundation Associate. So you can go and use these links and do the certification. It will be very useful in your resume. And if any cloud, if you're giving any cloud interview and they see this certification in your resume, it will be really helpful for you even to understand what cloud is. So I urge everyone to just take up this this links and do the certification. It will be really useful for you. And you can take photo, or you can just ask me after the session. I'll provide you the links. So yeah, thank you. Please, do you have any questions? Please.
Can you give us a brief description about what is multi-cloud?
Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll do that. For example, you're starting a online bookshop, okay? And what do you need in that? A storage, something to calculate a virtual machine, and okay, let us take 2 things right now. So for example, in multi-cloud, in storage, you are taking up Oracle's object storage. So you are using OCI object storage as storage. But when it comes to server or VM, you want to try Amazon. So you are using AWS as a virtual machine. So that the combination of different cloud providers is basically multi-cloud. So you are using the plus points of every cloud providers together in one go. Using Azure's compute, AWS security measures, and storage of Oracle, combining all of them, that is what multi-cloud is. Any other questions? Yeah, please.
Like when you visit a website, a cookie file is prepared to maintain the preference of anyone. So can we do it to maintain the cookie file in a cloud database, not in the user device, physical device? Because if we want to make our website efficient, easy to access, fast, so can we do it to make a cookie file in the database for verified users? So it can help us to make website fast.
Okay. See, cookies are really essential for you. But it is basically the data which websites store in your server. It is what helps website to load faster in the next go. It is what helps website to remember what you are doing. So I totally agree. Cookies are really important, and it is stored in servers. But again, I think when you're making a website in cloud, you're hosting a website in cloud. The role of I mean, there will be cookies for sure, but the elimination of cookies might exist. I mean, I am not 100% sure that
Yes. See, first question, what is compute? Any computer has two components. One is the compute power. Compute power comes from processor and memory. When I say memory means RAM. So your compute is processor and RAM. How fast your processor, how fast your RAM is, it gives you the speed. And second is the storage, where you store the data. So whenever in any terminology someone uses the word compute, compute means processor and RAM. It may be physical, virtual, or in whatever shape and form. And third part is the storage. Cookies or whatever data which help you to make something faster. How much cache memory, which is again part of your RAM. How much cache memory you have, how much data you can store temporarily. So that processor, rather reaching every time to your hard disk, I think you would be reading the operating system book by Glenja. If you go through that book, then they have explained in very detail how much time processor takes for any query to go to the hard disk, take the response, process and give the response back. So if you increase the cache memory, RAM, whatever, then registers. The registers of cache memory, how near it would be with the CPU, it gives the more process or speed. Cookies or whatever such things which you want to store in the registers or cache memory, it will give you definitely the speed, but you should have that much compute power. Compute power means RAM, cache memory, registers and processors.
Thank you, sir, for taking up the question. So I think that's it from today's session. Okay.
As you provided can we have the questions later, because we have 2 more sessions. We are having time constraints.
I'll share the links later. You can contact me.
Please let us finish the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure all attendees have learned a lot from your enlightening session.
Next we have with us Mr. Anay Pathak. He is a global technology consultant covering Global Alliance partners. Sir has 15 plus years of experience in DC virtualization, public cloud, data management and cyber resiliency. He has worked with some of the large enterprise organizations and customers as a trusted advisor, providing consulting around IT and creating mindshare around next generation technology trends. Mr. Anay is an advisory pre-sales consultant with Dell Technologies. He is a part of AI and ML Champions Group and also a CTO ambassador within Dell. In this role, he is responsible for pre-sales, architecture and design discussions with alliance partners. May I request him to kindly share his insights on role of automation and future of work.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Dr. Narula, for giving this opportunity. Abhinandan, Jitendra, the entire ICT team. Great discussions which we had. I think this is a very fairly well knowledgeable crowd, right? So that is where we always love to talk about technology. I would not do justice to the presentation because you would need a longer time to set up some context. But I think my dear panelist has done a brilliant job, Lavkesh, Shubham, and I'm pretty sure Rahul sir will add value to it. How much time do I have? 10 minutes, okay. So 10 minutes I can only tell my journey, right? So basically, whatever jargons we are hearing, right? AI, ML, cloud, whatever, it is important for you to basically spend time on your self-learning. I mean, I would again come to that point. Technology apart, if you're not learning continuously, you are basically leaving the technology behind because technology is changing every year. ChatGPT nahi tha, right? I mean, last year we were talking about cloud, right? Usse pehle we were talking about virtualization or VMware, right? So, I mean, every year there's something new coming up. In an organization, there are very, very different roles which you have typically, right? So, do you know someone wants to become coder, right? I think raise your hand who wants to become coders or who stay in coding language, right? What would others do? Do you know what kind of arena is available for you to grasp basically in the industry? So I'm from Dell, right? A product company. Anyways, basically I'm giving my view of any company. You will have coding where you will develop a product, right? But then you will have penetration testing, security, where you need security people, right? So product is developed, you need to have security people. So that is where engineering work is just 10 to 15% or 20%. After the product is developed, you'll have to make sure it goes through the life cycle of testing. There is testers who will test the product, right? You will do beta testing and so on. Once that product is launched, you need to make sure it is marketed properly in the market so that people know about that product, right? So there is marketing, there are people who would talk about that product. And those marketing people are not non-technical. They should understand the product to tell, this is the product which we have launched and we know about this product. Once the product is launched, there is sales and pre-sales. Pre-sales is technical selling, sales is commercial selling of that product. Once this product is implemented, there is implementation engineers who will implement that product. Then once the product is implemented, it will be handed over to a team who will manage that product. But if there are bugs, issues in that product, there is a support team to manage the product. So avenues are endless, yeah. I mean, all of this is a technical role. So when I talk about technology, I think there is a lot of jobs in all the other areas as well, other than coding. And if you want to do coding, please do coding, right? But look at the avenues which is available for you, right? We're talking about Industry 4.0. I just thought of giving a glimpse of Industry 4.0, but I don't know whether this will move, not move. Okay, so, I mean, when you say Industry 4.0, we have to understand Industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 as well. आपको पता है Industry 4.0 है क्या? Anyone who has idea? It is like rapid automation in everything, okay? So we started from manual tasks, then we started automating few other tasks, right? With Industry 4.0, you want to automate everything, but when you automate each and everything, you also have to make sure that it is done in a secured and sustainable way, right? So I'm a big fan of 2S, which is security and sustainability. Security, because as Shubham said, for an IT person, security guys are the biggest threat, right? We develop something, he will say, no, there's bugs in it, you need to apply this parameter, that parameter, right? So typically, we have to make sure whatever we develop is secured, because Alexa is listening, as we said, right? So you see the ads every other day. Your mobile phone is listening. Everyone knows IoT devices. Do you know what IoT devices are? How many IoT devices you have as of today with you? Watch. Abhi kitna hai aapke paas as a person? Abhi. Watch, mobile phone, at least 2, right? And then they are increasing, right? In the world of artificial intelligence, we want, when we start from our office, we basically have to make sure that our car is at optimal temperature. So we basically go to the mobile device, make sure that AC temperature is set to 26 before we get into the car. Get into the car, temperature is optimized. Halfway through the journey, we will switch on the microphone sitting in the car, because we will switch on the microwave, sitting in the car, saying that my food should be heated at this temperature. My home temperature should be this much. Everything is done, right? And your lights for the bedroom should be set at an ambient color, and the dining table should be bright because I'll have my dinner there. All of this is done on the move, and when you reach home, everything is set up for you. This is where we are moving towards, okay? Then you can't stop it, right? Digital home is what we talk about. I would have, let's say, maybe 10 devices, which leads to digital home. But then everything is connected, everything is listening, everything has to be very, very secure, right? So you have to also make sure security is paramount. Whatever we do, AI, ML, technology, there is more jobs in security than anything else in the market. Okay, so when I talk to people, they need 1,000 people, but they're not able to get 100 people as well. Because security attaches to everything. You do cloud, you do blockchain, you do 5G, security is there and then underlying there, right? And then the other S is sustainability. While you do the technology, if it is not sustainable, nahi chalegi. So ChatGPT to aa gaya, it's okay, but can you develop a ChatGPT which is much more sustainable? Do you know how much of power and cooling is required for ChatGPT? Any idea? Any articles which you've seen? So a month of ChatGPT to cool it down, because they are very highly processor, highly configured servers, right, behind the ChatGPT. To cool down the ChatGPT server for 1 month, the amount of water which is required is equivalent to water consumption of Ireland. Okay? So if we have to run ChatGPT, and if it is not sustainable, yaar, hawa pani nahi rahega, technology ka kya karoge? So sustainability comes at a very, very important level. You develop technology, you develop high-end things, but then if it is not sustainable, if it is not green, and if you're not measuring it on sustainability, Shubham said CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. Last week I met a CSO, Chief Sustainability Officer. So your product, your technology will not sell if it is not sustainable, and that is where you see the situation in Delhi, right? We all are responsible for it. So we have to make sure technology is one part of it, but it has to be sustainable. Develop a ChatGPT where the power pooling requirement is lesser. You still have a lot to do, right? And when you do, I mean, I was in Startup Conclave, I was talking to Dr. Narula as well, that startups are basically building on these parameters, products which are already there, how can I make it more secure? How can I make it more sustainable? And that's where the entrepreneurs are looking at starting a companies which are going in these parameters, right? To do a startup, basically, do you have to invent anything or innovate? Invent wala koi hai? Nahi, na, right? So innovate, what is innovation? Correct. So creating something out of the technology which already exists, but it can help the human progress, right? So basically, innovation is something where we have to look at what is already invented, okay? And then you basically try that same technology in different ways, how it can contribute to human progress in the end. Now, can you file patent for invention or innovation?
Invention.
No, innovation. Okay, so 90% of patent are innovation only. Invent to ho gaya yaar cheezein bahut sari, right? But Uber would file a patent for starting that Uber ecosystem, right? Ola will also file patent because Ola would have done something which Uber has not done. So whatever is there, you add something to it, you can file a patent, okay? And don't get scared of patent, right? Just go for it. Patent filing in itself will give you a lot of learning. If you are into incubation, doing some projects, try for it, right? किसी और ने किया है कि नहीं किया हमें क्या पता, right? So just go for patent, right? You are basically innovating there, and your innovation can be unique in that terms, right? So that is how startups are probably working, where they are innovating and then filing patent for the idea which they are already having, right? So I will skip these slides considering the time I have, but this is my digital ecosystem. So solar system has 8 planets, and my digital ecosystem powered by sun, which is the data, has protection, search, management, governance, all of this. You have, everything revolves around data, which is being generated. And you guys generate how much? 2-3 GB data दिन में generate हो जाता होगा कम से कम, right? Photos, reels, Instagram reels, Facebook post, Twitter, LinkedIn, हो जाता है, right? एक request करो, digital ठीक है, 3 hours of Facebook is okay, 2 hours of Instagram is okay, 1 hour of Twitter is okay, 15 minutes सिर्फ self learning को देना, सिर्फ 15 minutes, 15 minutes, that's it, right? 15 minutes, subscribe to Bill Gates, subscribe to any other influencer who is into technology, and also subscribe to some of the companies like Microsoft, Oracle, Dell, Google, so that whatever new things which they are doing, you are updated about it. 15 minutes, यार, सिर्फ वही 15 minutes. Social को आप दे ही रहे हो वैसे भी, right? So there is a very common myth that AI will take away jobs, right? And I'm telling you why I say that, because I do it myself. I was in the flight, I got a pop-up from something which Bill Gates said today morning. Bill Gates said, AI will not take away jobs. AI will give human more time to spend on themselves. It will become a 3-day week from a 5-day week, right? Perspective, okay? एक बोल रहा है AI will take away job, and Bill Gates कह रहे हैं यार अच्छी बात है ना, 3 दिन में काम होगा तो human can do much more better things, right? Not taking away jobs. So that is where you keep learning a lot just by giving 15 minutes of time on self-learning, because whatever you do, and I've requested ma'am, when we come to the interview side of it, or when we come to the technology side of it, it matters how rapid learner you are, right? In this world, learning is not important, rapid learning is important. The reason I say rapid learning is important, First of all, this is how I teach cloud. कौन सा stadium है किसी को पता है क्या? नहीं, इकाना है, sorry. So this is इकाना stadium, India England का match. इकाना stadium से मैं क्या करना चाह रहा हूँ? Right corner topmost you see number of users live 2.3 crores. Okay. World Cup की बात करते हुए I feel sad now, but I have to. But 2.3 crores. I would request the faculty members, professors, please spend time with students to study Hotstar case study and how they can scale from a India-Afghanistan match 75 lakhs to India-Australia final match 5.5 crore. This is cloud for you. ये समझ आ गया, cloud समझ आ गया यार, that's it, that's cloud. Go in the real time examples please, because every day we interact with cloud. And if you do this case studies, you do this discussion, you will get to know a lot about cloud. And for every institution, if you go to AWS, this is an example of AWS or Azure, go to the institution page and basically look at the courses which are freely available, right? So if you have, I don't know ma'am whether you apply as an institution to all the hyperscaler pages, and we can do that. So before I give up, because ma'am is requesting me for time, just one thing, okay? Okay, so this one. So while I was talking about job market and how jobs would come in and so on, 85% of the jobs which are required in 2030, उसकी JD नहीं बनी यार अभी तक, because we don't know what kind of job will be required. So आप तैयारी किसके लिए कर रहे हो? So in the end, if there is autonomous car, you need an autonomous car engineer. वो अभी आई नहीं है तो फिर उसके बाद autonomous car engineer ही भी आएगा, right? So you'll have to prepare yourself for what is coming, right? And that is where attitude, aptitude, and ability to learn 3 A's will matter. आपका एटीट्यूड कैसा है? बिकॉज एक कंपनी में आप जाते हो तो सिर्फ कोडिंग करूँगा, मुझे नहीं समझ आता और कुछ, ठीक है भाई, देन यू विल हैव टू गो थ्रू सम स्ट्रगल्स. So attitude, aptitude is how rapidly you can learn, and ability to learn is basically try to learn whatever is giving on the job. Every day I am thrown a new challenge है, आज तक को ये करना, मुझे पता भी नहीं वो क्या होता है, उसकी स्पेलिंग भी मैंने पहली बार सुनी होती है, शाम को जाके we'll have to deliver it, because if we have to be successful we'll have to do it. But while all of this is happening, jobs are going nowhere, we'll have enough jobs, we'll have enough things to enjoy. And just for fun, okay, anyone, because this is a fairly techy crowd, in चारों में से कोई picture को पहचान सकता है what's happening? Any picture which you will relate to? एक में तो hint भी है, right? So first is Digi Yatra. Digi Yatra सुना किसी ने? Airport पे? Fully AI/ML enabled. If you want to learn AI/ML, learn Digi Yatra यार. जब भी प्रैक्टिकल से सीखोगे ना तो कभी बोरिंग नहीं लगेगा यार. तो ये Digi Yatra कैसे काम कर रहा है? फेस रिकग्निशन है, आधार आइडेंटिफिकेशन है, ऑल ऑफ इट, राइट? सो ट्राई टू रिलेट इट वेरी प्रैक्टिकली. Second, what is the second one? You see a chip on the finger. So recently, last month, this chip is developed where it can generate power from the sweat which you produce, and based on this you can charge your mobile. Okay, so this chip is already there. Third one क्या है? ये fish जैसा क्या है? What is this? Fish bot developed in China, which will eat the plastic in the ocean. Bot है, जाएगा प्लास्टिक खा लेगा, sustainability. ठीक है, fish bot simply just grabs the plastic, takes it away, grabs it. Last one, air taxis, right? Again, a very good 5G, because it has to be connected. You have to have vertical landing on it, right? All of this again related to technology. इनमें से कुछ भी उठा लो. You have enough to learn, right? So I will end it here on this slide. Type of professional which are needed is basically who are open to rapid trials and learning, and who can create faster, better. सबको faster चाहिए, better चाहिए, but cheaper भी चाहिए. अब सबको cost pressure है, right? So faster, better and cheaper business processes. Who can tolerate higher? Tolerate मतलब 9 to 6 नहीं चलेगा, okay? So we'll have to be very tolerant on how the work is coming and how we can deliver. And someone, last but not the least, create your own brand. Why should I hire you, not the person sitting in the next row? So you should always work on your brand building. Certification करो, LinkedIn पे डालो, cloud पे कुछ करो, LinkedIn पे डालो, resume updated रखो, and make sure that you always try, okay? Because your brand basically speaks for yourself. अगर मैं अभी यहाँ पे हूँ, because someone knows me, that is why I'm here, right? So ultimately you have to create your own brand, because no one will create your own brand, and your brand is your USP, your unique selling proposition. आप अपने आप को मार्केट में कैसे सेल करोगे, right? So I'll end it here. Maybe we'll continue further. Thank you.
you, sir, for your informative session.
Our next speaker is Dr. Rahul Amritraj Singh, with a career spanning over a decade in the healthcare sector. Dr. Rahul Amritraj Singh stands as a passionate advocate for medical innovation and entrepreneurship, currently holding the position of Head of Incubation at the Center for Medical Innovation and Incubation within the prestigious Government Institute of Medical Sciences in Greater Noida. Dr. Singh takes pride in
Let's respect the time, right? So I have 10 minutes. और 10 मिनट हम ये कोशिश करेंगे. हिंदी समझ में आती है ना? एकदम कम. So इस 10 मिनट के पहले probably 8 मिनट. Okay. So it is a great session. जिस परिसर में आप हैं, IISc, amazing venue, coming down to GIMS for second time. हम भी GIMS हैं, जहाँ से मैं आता हूँ. We are called Government Institute of Medical Sciences, GIMS Greater Noida. We are a government medical college. इंडिया का सेकेंड और यूपी का पहला हॉस्पिटल बेस्ड इंक्यूबेटर्स है. आप जब हेल्थ केयर में कुछ बनाना चाहते हो, यूएस कनाडा में बहुत कॉमन कल्चर है हॉस्पिटल में इंक्यूबेटर होना. इंडिया में नया कल्चर है. Luckily I have this opportunity of fostering that ecosystem. I do that. टाइम की इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है जो मैम भी बता रही हैं. विल जस्ट सी दिस वीडियो. मैंने पहले प्ले किया है. जिन्होंने जो पहली बार देख चुके हैं अच्छी बात है. एंड देन विल टेक दिस डिस्कशन इन 7-8 मिनट्स.
But Holland comes in for a pit stop. Time to refuel and change tires. Newmore himself changes the tires. Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's the 10th time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's watch.
पिक्चर बाकी है. This is power of innovation. Clear है? कम वक्त मिला मुझे, कम वक्त में मैं क्या दिखाऊं? Being with the time is very important. The panel that we have here because of Abhinandan and of course ma'am. वक्त के साथ चलना जरूरी है, इसीलिए सब लोग यहाँ पर हैं. और आप जो नए हैं और हम जब कॉलेज में थे, ये अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारे पास नहीं थी. ये पावर सेमिनार जो आज हो रहा है, आपको सिर्फ ये देखना है कि क्या मैं इस वक्त के साथ हूं. लोग तब भी जीत रहे थे, राइट? और आज भी जीत रहे हैं. दूसरे में लोग अपॉर्चुनिटी का वेट कर रहे थे, राइट? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस sheer competition. आई टॉक अबाउट द हेल्थ केयर अपॉर्चुनिटीज. मुझे हर चीज में हेल्थ दिखता है और हेल्थ से बड़ा मार्केट अवेलेबल नहीं है. व्हेन यू से industry innovation, over the last 10-20 years, healthcare has become an industry and one of the biggest industry. जब हम हॉस्पिटल बेस्ड इंक्यूबेटर की बात करते हैं तो मैं 1-2 चीजों की बात करूंगा. हर वो चीज आपके देखने का नजरिया थोड़ा सा एक कदम लेफ्ट या राइट हो जाए तो आप हेल्थ में एक बड़ा मार्केट ढूंढते हो. इंडिया में पहली बार ब्लड बैग्स को ड्रोन से पहुंचाने की जब प्लानिंग हुई, उस प्लानिंग के हिस्से में जो इंस्टीट्यूट इन्वॉल्व था, लेडी हार्डिंग और जिम्स, जब हमने वो शो किया, उसके बाद वन ऑफ द ड्रोन कंपनी केम डाउन टू अस कि हम इंडिया में हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम में रेवोल्यूशन लाना चाहते हैं। एंड प्रोबेबली अगर आप लोगों ने लास्ट मन की बात देखी होगी, आई वुड वांट टू टेक यू टू दिस वीडियो। ये लिटिल इंटरेस्ट कि हम क्या करते, पिज्जा तो जा ही रहा है ना ड्रोन से।
ICMR ने ड्रोन की मदद से एक जगह से दूसरी जगह दवा पहुंचाई। इस काम में पहले 2 घंटे का समय लगता था, लेकिन ड्रोन की मदद से 20, 25, 30 मिनट में ही, उससे भी कम समय में काम हो गए।
ये जो ड्रोन कंपनी है हमारे यहाँ इंक्यूबेटेड है। हम ड्रोन नहीं बना रहे एज ए हॉस्पिटल, हम आपको बेहतर बना रहे हैं कि जब आप ड्रोन को से लेकर खून को लेकर जाते हैं, क्या ड्रोन के वाइब्रेशन से खून की क्वालिटी में फर्क पड़ता है? दिस इज मेडिकल साइंस, दैट इज वेयर वी कम इन एज मेडिकल इंक्यूबेटर। क्या ब्लड सेडिमेंट तो नहीं हो जाता? ब्लड को लेके जाने के लिए जो कंट्रोल टेम्परेचर चाहिए, हाउ डू वी मेंटर इट और मॉनिटर इट? ये तो नहीं कि आप जब यहां से लेकर गए, ऊपर कुछ और टेम्परेचर था, ब्लड की क्वालिटी खराब हो गई। मशीन और इंसान में एक फर्क है इमोशन का। प्रॉब्ली जहां हम धीरे धीरे जा रहे हैं, AI तो आ ही गया है, प्रॉब्ली द नेक्स्ट थिंग वुड बी इमोशन इनटू द मशीन। फिलहाल नहीं हो पा रहा, और यही खूबसूरती हमारे इंसान होने की। हमारे पास जो इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर में स्टार्टअप्स हैं, अगर मैं 2-4 का नाम बताऊं, बहुत यूनिक चीजें बना रहे हैं। एक IIT मंडी के प्रोफेसर, बिकॉज ऑफ हिज ओन पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस, इज मेकिंग दुनिया का सबसे सस्ता पीडियाट्रिक इंक्यूबेटर। इंक्यूबेटर वर्ड जो है ना, वो हेल्थ केयर की उस मशीन से आया है जो बच्चे को जिंदा रखने के लिए जो भी एटमॉस्फेयर चाहिए होता है ना, वो देना पड़ता है। वहीं से निकलकर आज जो स्टार्टअप का कल्चर पूरे इंडिया में, पूरे वर्ल्ड में बूम कर रहा है। स्टार्टअप इंक्यूबेटर होते क्या है? आपके उस आइडिया को नर्चर करने की राइट जगह। एंड व्हाट इज इनोवेशन? आपकी उम्र में ना, आप सिर्फ ये समझिए, किसी भी एक चीज को अगर आप सिंप्लीफाई कर दे रहे हैं किसी और के लिए, यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी, यूजिंग अ मेथड, यूजिंग समथिंग एल्स, तो चीजें सिंपल हो जाती है। मैं ये एग्जांपल बहुत कहता हूं। कोविड जब आया था ना, तो कोविड के RT-PCR का रेट बहुत महंगा था, 6-7 दिन लगते थे। दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा कोई इनोवेशन हुआ तो एंटीजन किट। थिंक ऑफ द अपॉर्चुनिटी, द बिगर द अपॉर्चुनिटी, और बड़ा मार्केट प्लेस है आपके पास। माई लैब्स, जिन्होंने पहला एंटीजन किट बनाया था, एक स्टार्टअप था जो निकल कर आया। आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी में देखना है कि वेयर डू यू फिट इन द बेस्ट। एंड देन हेल्थ केयर इज फॉर एवरीवन। आपका कोई एक स्किल है जो आपको लगता है कि आप बेहतर यूज कर सकते हैं, कम डाउन टू दिस टेक्नोलॉजी, विथ योर टेक्नोलॉजी टू हेल्थ केयर। हमारे पास जो मैंने पहले भी जिक्र किया हुआ है कि 2 इंजीनियरिंग ग्रेजुएट्स, दे कम डाउन टू अस। ये मेड इन इंडिया फर्स्ट डिवाइस बनाते हैं जो पीरियड्स में ये एक एक्सटर्नल डिवाइस है जो आप लगाते हैं और पीरियड का पेन खत्म हो जाता है। So it is all about using your technology. How do you use it? Drone is one of them. Mental health is a big area, right? So मुझे लगता है कि आप ये देखें कि आप में क्या स्किल सेट है. Be very very truthful with your skill. क्या मुझे कोई एम्प्लॉय करेगा, स्टार्टअप एम्प्लॉय करेगा? अगर मैं वेबसाइट डिजाइन करता हूँ तो मैं बेस्ट करता हूँ. अगर मैं सोशल मीडिया हैंडल करता हूँ तो मैं बेस्ट करता हूँ. स्टार्टअप की दुनिया बहुत खूबसूरत है. इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ करेज. ऑफ कोर्स हाई रिस्क इज वेल, बट देन द रिस्क इज वेल पेड. आज सुबह अगर आप पेपर पढ़ रहे हो, इकोनॉमिक्स टाइम का पेज नंबर 7 पढ़िएगा. अभी इंडिया में 10 साल पहले डेंटल क्लिनिक का कोई बहुत बड़ा चेन नहीं हुआ करता था. क्लोव एकदम से 450 चेन आ गए. क्लोव की पहली फंडिंग 550 करोड़ की थी, फिर 600 करोड़ की थी, और आज सुबह आप पढ़ेंगे 50 मिलियन की फंडिंग है. राइट? दैट्स हाउ स्टार्टअप ग्रोस. सब कुछ है इंडियन मार्केट में. हमारा इंडिया का इकोसिस्टम जो है, हर जगह आपको आइडिया में पैसे मिल रहे हैं. पता है, जस्ट यू टेल देम कि मेरी कंपनी नहीं है, 4 लोग हैं, ये आइडिया है कि मैं एक चश्मा बनाना चाहता हूँ. एक लड़का है, उसने एक स्मार्ट कलम एक कंपनी उसने बनाया है. आप जो भी कुछ लिखते हैं ना, लिखते लिखते वो डिजिटल फॉर्मेट आपके फोन में सेव हो जाता है. मुझे जब मैंने ये सुना मुझे लगा कि यार ये तो हेल्थ केयर में रेवोल्यूशन है। पूरे अगर मेरे अस्पताल में दिन भर में 2500 मरीज आते हैं, मैं सब डॉक्टर्स को एक पेन दे दूं, सारा पेशेंट डेटा का डिजिटल वो हो गया। हाउ डू यूज टेक्नोलॉजी टू मेक हेल्थ केयर बेटर? और अब अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत आसान है। आपके यहाँ इनोवेशन सेंटर है, राइट, एंड देन यू हैव द राइट रिसोर्स एंड प्रॉब्ली एक और बहुत खूबसूरत चीज अंदर आ एंड अप अभी ना जो स्टैनफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी सुना था आप लोगों ने? स्टैनफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी इंडिया में 2 सेंटर्स बना रही है। इंडियन टेक्नोलॉजीज को हम मेड इन इंडिया विद द हेल्प ऑफ द वर्ल्ड हम इंडिया में डेवलप करेंगे। वी वर पार्ट ऑफ दिस डिस्कशन। आई जस्ट सो माय आर सीएम, मैं ग्रेटर नोएडा में आता हूं तो हमारे सीएम योगी
आज यहाँ पर स्टैनफोर्ड बायो डिजाइन की टीम उत्तर प्रदेश की 2 प्रतिष्ठित संस्थाओं लखनऊ में स्थित SCPCI और गौतम बुद्ध नगर जनपद में जिम्स के साथ एक महत्वपूर्ण मेडिकल फील्ड में पार्टनरशिप के कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए यहाँ आई है।
I'll stop here, लेकिन एक मैसेज और इम्पोर्टेंट है। पेटीएम का QRS कोड कितना कॉमन हो गया ना, हर सब्जी वाले पे है। थिंकिंग आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स इज डिफरेंट। दिस इज द लास्ट वीडियो, देन आई एंड अप, यू हैव टू बेयर विद मी। टेक्नोलॉजी को कैसे हम फ्रेंडली बनाते हैं? दिस स्टार्टअप जो इसका जिक्र मोदी जी कर रहे थे, जो इंक्यूबेटेड है, ये जिस तरह का ड्रोन है, ये हमारा अस्पताल है पीछे, इसमें जो QRS कोड है ना, ये ड्रोन QRS कोड को स्कैन करके लैंड करता है। And probably हम अभी when we have the 4th startup ready, अभी हमारे 25 एक है। पूरी दुनिया ना पहले बिल्डिंग इनॉग्रेट करती है फिर स्टार्टअप बनाती है। We want to change the rules of the game. हमारे 4 स्टार्टअप ऑलमोस्ट मार्केट रेडी हो रहे हैं धीरे धीरे। The day they are ready, हम उनसे ही इनॉग्रेट करेंगे and then probably will become the first hospital in the country to have a drone service for blood delivery in India. तो आप कैसे चीजों को सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं लोगों के लिए, अपने परिवार के लिए? क्या आपका इनोवेशन किसी लास्ट इंसान जो किसी गांव में बैठा है, आर यू हेल्पिंग दैट पर्सन विद टेक्नोलॉजी? राइट, अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत है। क्या आप काम के हैं? इस सवाल का जवाब आपको देना है। काम के बने, एंड देन इनोवेशन इज एवरीवेयर, एवरीवेयर। थैंक यू सो मच। Let this video go behind, पीछे मैं निकल जाता हूँ, मेरे टाइम में काउंट नहीं होगा। This is really interesting, देखते रहे आप इसको, and आप चाहे तो रोको। This is very very important। छोटी चीजों को कैसे हम इनोवेट कर लेते हैं? One or 1.5 minutes, very important।
Thank you so much, sir, for your lively introduction. Now it is time to felicitate the guests. I would like to invite Dr. Meenakshi Narula to kindly felicitate Dr. Rao Namrata Singh.
I would request Dr. Meenakshi Narula to felicitate Mr. Shubham Awasthi.
Now I request Dr. Meenakshi Narula to kindly felicitate Mr. Lavkesh Singh.
I would request Dr. Meenakshi Narula to felicitate Mr. Anay Pathak.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Harsha Ratnani to present the first vote of thanks.
Yes, please be patient. We'll just wind up the event. On behalf of entire fraternity of CHIMS Vasant Kunj, I would like to present this vote of thanks towards all our dignitaries sitting on the podium. Sorry for the hurried session of Mr. Anay and Dr. Rahul. The sessions were very interesting and I could see the students are very interested, but we have to wind up a little quickly. I would request our guests to just, forward the PPTs so that you can catch up on that later. So Dr. Narula, please coordinate with the guests. They'll forward the PPTs for your benefit. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you for the wonderful event.